Welcome to Moon Thoughts, episode 5 now, I think. Holy shit.
Congratulations.
That's crazy. All right.
6 or 7.
Today, we are talking about tomatoes.
You say
Okay.
tomato, I say tomato.
Nope. You
I'm
don't.
going to call them tomatoes for all the rest of this.
No.
Please don't.
I probably won't say anything about it, but I will want to kill you, so let's not do that.
Tomato. Go ahead.
All right. My first question is, how precisely can we predict a tomato strike?
Well, you see, the thing is, you just can't, because tomatoes are really, really unpredictable. I mean, seriously, they are. Are they? You don't even know if they're a vegetable or a fruit. I mean, who can actually?
Right.
That's how unpredictable a tomato is.
Like, how would you even go about trying to predict when they're going to strike next? I mean,
I guess if you have, like, a cloudy with a chance of meatballs kind of situation, you could predict it like you would try to predict the weather, which isn't all that accurate anyways.
I'm thinking of it more like in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the movie.
Oh.
yeah, tomato attacks can come in very many different forms. Which is why they're so unpredictable, honestly, because there's just so many different attacks they have.
Well, when you say tomato attack, do you mean like meteor shower attack, or do you mean like they're sentient beings come?
I mean when tomatoes attack you.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know? All right.
Yes.
No, I don't. Sorry.
Great. Fantastic. Moving on. Next question. Let's start that again.
You good?
They say the sky turns green before a tomato. Is this true?
Yes,
I
it
think
signifies how ripe the tomatoes are.
Really?
What?
That doesn't sound
Wait,
right.
Tomatoes are green before they're ripe, so the sky turns green, and then as it slowly becomes red, you know the tomatoes are getting closer.
Does the
Is
sky
the
turn
sky-
red too?
Does the sky turn red? What kind of?
Why not?
What,
It's turning green.
what are you seeing? That's some scary shit, man.
What are you snorting, Katrina? I mean,
Yeah.
jeez.
I think she's snorting
Wait.
tomato juice.
Yeah.
Did I mess up the question? Did you not
Th-
say sky turns
Turn
green?
ahead.
Did I clear that?
No, I definitely said sky turns green.
Yeah. But we never
Wait.
said anything about the sky turning red. I mean, that's just crazy.
Also, the question was, is it true?
I'd say yes.
All right. That settles that. Do you guys want to
Can
ask
we,
any
can we
questions?
talk about like why it would turn green though? Can we talk about the science behind
No.
that? Like,
No, there's no science. Tomatoes defy all science.
The sky turns green before a tomato.
Yeah.
You can't argue with it. There's no explanation. It just is.
It's just one of those things. It's like podcasts,
Yeah.
I bet they team up with the podcast.
oh, I wanted to like
No.
try
no.
and like learn stuff. You know, like the sky's blue because of like reflection and water. And
This
things
isn't
like
science class. This is a podcast about tomatoes.
Get with the real world.
that.
Right, do you guys want to ask any questions, or should I just keep going on? Because I got a bunch, but...
Oh, I got one.
All right.
All right. What is the universal motto of the tomato?
I think he means, what is the universal motto of the tomato?
Shut up!
That's funny you ask, because I was doing some research, and apparently the inventor of the tomato, Thomas Mato,
Wait. This guy's name is Tom Mato?
yeah,
What?
and yeah, he had a bunch of sayings. I can't remember them off the top of my head right now, but I did all that introduction just to get that joke in there.
That was an interesting fact that led nowhere.
Yep.
I did learn the guy's name was Tom Mato, though.
I hate you. All right. If you're not near a storm shelter or a cellar when a tomato approaches, what's the best thing to do?
Best thing to do is just get on your knees and hope they spare you. Anything to add to that?
Nope. Is Amelia still there?
I don't know.
She die?
I think we lost her. I think she did.
All right, sweet.
I love you, Discord.
Well, I know apparently she's been having internet problems today.
Well, yeah.
So we'll just move on without her and leave her to die in the dust.
Death by tomato.
Yes, or...
I'm back!
Oh,
Sorry,
hey.
She's back.
I just kind of ruined the podcast, didn't I?
No, it's fine. We were just talking about you being gone, so it fits in perfectly.
Yeah,
What was the last thing you heard?
You were about to ask your question, and then that's when it went completely silent. I thought you were just being like suspiciously like long silent.
So you didn't hear the question at all, right?
No.
Okay, let's say it again then. If you are not near a storm shelter or a cellar when a tomato approaches, what's the best thing to do?
I said get on your knees and hope they spare you.
It's tomato, right?
It's the tomatoes.
I think
Yeah.
you should...
Take one big juicy bite out of it.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa there.
Whoa.
I think Katrina likes
what's
tomatoes
it
a
gonna
little too much.
do? What?
I think Amelia here likes tomatoes a little too much.
A little bit. A lot of bit.
Yeah, you got something to tell me? Amelia, you part tomato? You one with the fruit vegetables because nobody can figure out what they are?
I don't particularly like tomatoes that much. I'm just saying that if I was faced with one, I'd probably just resort to biting it. Just
But
to
you
see
want
what
to
happens.
suck a tomato dry, so
Whoa.
there's definitely something you're not telling us here.
It had to go there, didn't it?
You made it go there. I ain't making anything up.
Tomato paste.
All right. Well, I think that you should at least try to find some cover, because tomato attacks are no joke. They'll get you. So, yeah, find like a tree or
It's an
something.
emergency situation. It's a very serious thing.
Sure. All right. Next question. Was Elvis ever in a tomato?
Was Elvis ever what?
You know what?
Tomato?
In a tomato.
I
In
don't
a
think
tomato?
I don't think he'd be willing to admit it. I don't think the public will ever know about it. But I think he was.
There's a pretty high chance. We don't. Well, I mean, at least I don't really know that much about him or his personal life.
It's like JFK and Marilyn Monroe. Nothing's ever been said about it.
Yeah,
Everybody
are
knows.
tomatoes really that irresistible? I mean,
There have been a lot of rumors about
Clearly, we've
Elvis
never been around a tomato.
being with a tomato. It's just something you can't really deny. The evidence is right there. Anyway, we'll let
Like, what
the viewers,
what can you do about it?
all two of our viewers, make up their minds about that.
How do you view a podcast?
Excuse me?
How do you view a podcast? They're like extra
well,
dimensional
the
beings.
podcast takes its form as a video on YouTube, and so
I mean, Amelia.
listens to it.
Thanks for playing along. I'm gonna do some
Wait.
sick editing to fix that.
I think it's too late.
Nah. I can fix it. I fixed it in the podcast I did with Burnt Reynolds. I fixed
Oh, nice.
every time he said her name with Amelia. And it sounds terrible, but I did it.
You ever hear about that one time, Amelia?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Actually, I really didn't notice that he did that. I legit thought he was just saying it. Your editing skills
No,
or my observational skills. I mean, there you go.
there was one time where he said it when I said it, and then he was asking, like, who the fuck is that? And then I just took that and replaced it with every time he said your name.
Now I gotta go back and listen to the podcast now that I know.
Oh no. Whatever will you do? All right, next question. How do tomatoes stop?
Yeah. How do you tomato? Well, obviously, we talked about them turning green and red before, correct?
Yes, that was when they were ripening.
Right. I think we never see green tomatoes because they're always going, but we always see red tomatoes because they're stopped.
But if we never seen green tomatoes because they're going, then how do we know that? You're making me say tomatoes.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
How do we know? How do we know that Bigfoot exists? Nobody's ever seen him, but we know he's out there.
We don't know that Bigfoot exists. That's the point.
You're a non-believer.
Jesus,
I told you we should have done a cryptid podcast.
No, we already did that. We covered that.
After the squonk thing, oh my god, I want to go way more in depth with that.
Nope, that's all we got. You only get one chance, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted.
I feel so betrayed. I could have talked about the Jersey Devil for hours. It's my favorite cryptid all time.
That's why we didn't have you on. Oh. All right. Next question. What kind of damage can tomatoes do?
All the damage.
Well, what is going to be done here? It's going to be hard to catch up.
Wait, well...
What was that?
Huh?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There you go.
What happened? Did he send something?
The greatest pun of all time just happened. It's okay.
No, it was
truly
awful.
That's why.
I don't think you can get any worse than a fucking ketchup pun.
Well,
don't ever say that, because then it always gets worse.
Yeah.
Anyway. Next question. Can a tomato dig up the ground?
No.
Can a tomato what the ground? I'm sorry.
Because the tomato, excuse me, the tomato doesn't have to dig up the ground because the tomato is in charge of the ground. Therefore, it makes the ground dig itself because the ground is subservient to the tomato.
I think the answer is a lot simpler than that. Tomatoes do not need to dig up the ground because they don't grow in the ground.
Good point.
Are already outside of the ground and they just live their life.
But what are they attached to?
They're attached to
their friends and family.
That's also true. They're attached to their family tree.
That was a good one. That was good.
Trees. What are you talking about?
You don't grow on trees, Angrew.
But I wanted to make the joke. It's a
Of course I don't grow on trees. It's not an acorn. You're nuts.
All right, this podcast is canceled. Y'all are awful.
I mean, I know I'm an acorny guy, but still.
Oh my stop.
God.
Just stop. I will kick you off and never podcast with you again.
Man, I'm the boss of this Discord. I'll kick all of you out.
Do it. I dare you. Don't do it, please. We love you. All right.
That's right.
Next question. How are tomatoes detected?
With the
Yeah. I know what you mean. All right, next question.
I mean,
I'm
right.
way too hard on these questions.
What
I think so.
are the wind speeds inside of a tomato?
inside.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking supersonic here. All right.
I mean, yeah. They're
Oh, what
fucking
makes
crazy.
jet streams look like a bus.
Like, if you had a house inside of a tomato, you would not have a house inside of a tomato. That's
No.
how high those wind speeds are.
Tomatoes are not
Okay,
prime
well,
winds.
going off of that information, then what would happen if somebody was to slice through a tomato, like, because of the wind speeds inside?
Well, then the air's just let out, and it joins our atmosphere, and
It's like
But like when it's
So,
let out, is it
if you
just, like,
poke-
calmly? I mean, really high speeds. I would think they would do some damage if they're just cut right through.
No.
No,
You don't know the
think of it this way.
science
It's
behind
all-
this.
it's all relative. It is. I mean, when you cut open a tomato, doesn't that sound like?
I've
Exactly what
never
it's
heard a tomato make that sound. Okay, I mean,
Well, clearly you've never found the right tomatoes.
I mean, I think that if you poked a tiny hole in the skin of a tomato, it would make a really high-pitched farting sound. Probably so high-pitched
Just be
that we
like-
can't hear it, which is why we don't hear it.
No. See, when you cut open a tomato, you obviously get.
Right.
But if you poke a hole in a tomato, you get.
oh, I think it's much higher than that.
Right. But yeah, that same sound, but like 3 octaves up, so you can't hear it.
See, this is the
You
kind
can
of
probably hear
science
that.
I want to do in
Like
podcasts.
that.
We're getting there.
What?
Yeah.
No, I seriously didn't hear what you said.
Oh, you didn't hear me. Okay, I said like this is the kind of science I was hoping to hear in today's podcast. You know,
Well, naturally.
Great.
wind speeds and the fact that if you poke a hole in the tomato, the wind speeds cause the high pitched sound so high that our hearing cannot detect the pitch. That's what I wanted to hear today.
I think anybody who listens to this podcast can qualify to become a certified tomatologist.
Yes. Next question. How fast do tomatoes move?
I think
Well-
they move like starfish once they're red, at least, because you know, like the green
Starfish
ones, they
don't
go really
move.
fast. We've already established that. But once they're red, well, Andrew said they stop. Well, starfish, unless you observe them over a very, very long period of time, they look like they've stopped, but they are moving. I think that's what red tomatoes are like. They
I
move
don't
just
know.
very, very slowly once they turn red.
I don't know how fast they move, but I do know what happens when they break down. You know
Well,
what
are you
happens?
going to tell us what happens?
They call a tomato truck.
See, what I was gonna say is how fast they go entirely depends on how hard you throw it.
Well, naturally,
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But can a tomato really be thrown?
That's a debate for
Thanks.
another podcast. No, I'm kidding.
What other podcast?
The
Get into
tomato
the
throwing
specifics of
podcast.
Yeah,
Duh.
specifics of tomatoes either.
I
It was a
feel
joke.
like in order to pick up the tomato to throw it, the tomato has to want to be thrown.
I feel like that's not true.
I feel like it is.
Thank you for supporting me, Andrew. I appreciate that.
He's not supporting you. He's supporting your
Shut up, it's not
ideas.
That's the right thing.
Wow,
All right.
I just feel like I keep getting knocked down today. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
I'm supportive on this podcast.
This is actually my last question. But we're gonna keep talking. Don't you worry.
It's okay. I think I have
I was
one
going
or
to
two
say
more.
this,
Good,
this
good, good.
podcast feels a little short.
Well, sorry. Damn it.
No, like usually we talk about the questions more, and like we just have no answers today. Or very little.
Whose
answers.
fault is
We had
that?
all the answers
Whose
today.
fault
What are you talking about?
is that?
Is that why we're moving faster?
Huh?
If we have all the answers today, is that why we're moving faster than the previous podcast? I feel like we're
I
just
believe
flying through
so.
the questions.
Probably. Who knows? Nobody knows.
Really?
Nobody knows anything.
Nobody tomatoes.
I want to die. Okay, last question. Are there tomatoes in the Arctic Circle?
I don't think so in the Arctic Circle,
I
but
think they have
they obviously in Antarctica. I mean,
they
what
ha-
else do penguins?
they have polar tomatoes.
Yeah.
They're all white, so they can camouflage. Camouflage? Fuck. Oh,
Camouflage?
camouflage?
It's the tomato
Just-
talk that's getting to you.
Camouflage? I don't know.
You know, I'll tell you what though. Whenever I play Fortnite, I always drop in Tomato Town.
Great. Great.
At least that wasn't
Cool.
like
Hey.
a pun. That wasn't a pun, right? No.
No, it was
I
just
think that wasn't a pun.
just bad. All right. Angrew. Question.
Oh yeah. All right.
I'm really bad with
Do you
names in this
think-
podcast.
Do you think
Sorry.
that a tomato is the thickest fruit?
No.
Is
I think watermelons.
I was thinking that too. I was gonna.
no,
yeah.
I'm not thinking. I'm not talking thickness. I'm talking thickness.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know what kind of
Watermelon.
thickness you're talking about.
Exactly. Now I don't know. Amelia Groundnose seemed to have a very different answer earlier in this podcast.
Oh my
Well.
god! Shut up.
You're right. But
I'd like to hear more about this.
she's wrong. So, because
It's not necessarily. I mean, listen. Everybody likes different things. Some people say tomato, others are correct and say tomato. You know?
also,
Correct.
some people like tomatoes and others are right and hate tomatoes. And yeah, which is why they're not the thickest fruit, because they
So-
taste fucking
Well-
terrible.
I feel like my taste for tomatoes depends on like how they're made. Like if they're raw tomatoes, I'm like, ugh.
How
oh God, ew.
how do you
I
make a
can't- I can't eat
tomato?
it.
Answer me that. How is a tomato made?
I think it's it's like the Powerpuff Girls, but without the everything nice.
How is it tomato? Oh, we are the center of comedy here at moonthoughts.com
I'm surprised anybody's still listening to this.
/
You have a website?
moonthoughts. Yes, we do.
Wait, are you serious?
No.
You got me excited for like 2 seconds. I thought you learned web design while you were in France. Whatever.
Oh no! What have you done?
I actually have a personal website. Unfortunately, yes, this is true. I have my own website. Unfortunately, I cannot remember the URL for the life of me.
You're kidding. How did you forget something that so important?
Because it's not like a customized URL. It's a bunch of fucking numbers and shit. But
That's
It
what
is-
URLs are.
yes, but I will find it someday and share it with the world.
I want to experience this. I feel like I think I'm just gonna spend my entire day tomorrow looking for this.
Oh, you
And
won't find
By
it.
the end of it, I'll feel like Indiana Jones finding the Holy Grail. You know.
I'll try to find it tomorrow. Actually, I'll try to find it right now. If you guys talk, we can fill the blank space. If you know what
Do you
I
seriously
mean.
think you can find it that quickly?
I can try.
Huh?
Okay.
The question is, are we gonna make this public?
It is public. So
Right.
I don't see. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no.
Something bad happened.
Well, you see, I made it for a class, and I was hoping to find the link through the Blackboard page for that class, but it is no longer available. So,
You Bungus.
I don't know what my website is, which is great. You know, I do.
Here's what you do: you go back to that professor. And,
Yeah, I could ask him.
yeah.
I will ask him, but probably not during summer because that'd be annoying. But I will ask him. I actually have another class with him this semester, so.
Well, this is convenient.
Yeah. Fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've discussed tomatoes, let's.
Tomatoes.
Well, I was gonna say that even if we do hate tomatoes, at least like a couple of good things have come out of tomatoes. Like
No.
ketchup.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, there's.
Fair.
I mean, do you know how many people love ketchup? I mean, ketchup is amazing.
Ketchup
I heard there's
is
ketchup
good.
flavored ice cream.
That's cursed. That's
That's
awful.
a little much.
Awful, terrible. No. Bad.
That's like mustard. It just shouldn't exist.
However, pizza sauce is pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fair.
they're like marinara sauce.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or no, tomato sauce. It's tomato sauce.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not marinara sauce.
Tomato sauce on a pizza, good. Lasagna, good. Pasta in general, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything else, go fuck yourself.
Oh, what about ketchup and French fries?
Ketchup, yeah, we agreed. Ketchup is good.
Right.
Can we just like group
What's
ketchup
in
into
those?
like the marinara with pizza sauce
No.
group?
Yeah, tomato soup, my guy.
Okay, that one's passable. Cold tomato soup, no. Like gazpacho
no.
shit, no.
Well, cold
Ew.
soup, period. No.
I've had one good cold soup in my life, so yes, I will agree with that.
What was
It
the
was
cold
a
soup?
radish soup. It was good. It was surprisingly good.
So, but it wasn't like rad or anything. It was just rad-ish.
Yeah, right.
Wait. That took me a second.
In this podcast,
totally
we
went
learned
over my
that
head.
Angrew is the worst kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
With the best kind of puns, though.
No.
Yes.
No.
They make me laugh every time.
Also, Angrew, you should make some more small moon thoughts of all the rest of the episodes, because that video is incredible.
I will try. But I could do better because I spent about an hour on that. And towards the end of that hour, I hit film crashed, and I thought I lost everything, but I didn't. So that was cool.
Good.
Well, that's good. Mhm.
Not like Adobe's going to be much better.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, is that a wrap? I mean, we just talked about tomatoes for quite a bit.
Yeah, let's do a rap about tomatoes. Go. Hold
All right,
on.
Each of us. Each of us does a word.
Let me drop this beat.
All right.
Give me a sec.
I'm so excited.
I'm totally gonna ruin this.
I can't remember if this is a good beat or not.
We'll keep them waiting.
Give
You're gonna be
me
able to hear this too.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
1,
Oh,
Two.
perfect.
The more seconds go by, everybody clicks on something else.
Actually, no, this is a bad rap beat.
Yeah,
Hang
that's
on.
why.
Oh shit. Fuck. Dicks. What? You got a problem? You wanna fight?
Yeah, let's fight. I'll lift you up and break your back like Bane does to Batman.
Cool.
that's a little harsh, don't you think?
Is that a fantasy of yours?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can say that it is. All right.
You guys see the new Godzilla trailer?
God, no, nobody cares about Godzilla. Anymore.
Oh yeah.
All right. Ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
What? Hang on.
Why? The tomatoes are blue now.
Oh no. Okay. Well, it's because I'm using a different program, so it's not letting me. All right, this sucks.
Use unfamiliar programs.
No, I'm using. It's just because I'm using two programs at the same time. It's just dumb. All right, so we're not rapping. Well, you can still rap, but you won't have a beat. So.
Are we doing this?
Tomatoes are really bad. I don't like them. I never have.
Please don't make me do this.
Yeah.
Andrew, let's go. Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, I think that wins.
That works.
GG, everybody. Thank you. My stuff's on SoundCloud.
I have just learned that I'm a terrible beatboxer. Like I figured I wasn't great, but like that was on some other level of just god awful.
At least you try.
10 out of 10, my dude.
Thank you. Although my rap was pretty on point, gotta say. I'm proud of that one.
Better than anything I could ever do.
Damn straight. I'm sorry. All right. Any closing words? Any opening words to the closing words? Any words that do other things than open and close? Any whoa.
Rudiments.
What? Okay. Cool.
What is that? Is that a cat?
No. It's a lizard.
That's the one that got you, Andrew.
I feel like it wasn't that funny, but I appreciate you laughing anyways.
All right. GG, everybody. Good podcast.
All right. Join
What
us.
does GG mean?
Good
game.
Godcast.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.